What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Career Mode. This is episode number 8, and we started today's stuff on the back of our big win over Southampton, where we've now gone 8 points clear of the Saints in the drop zone, and destiny firmly in our own hands to survive now. We certainly turned a corner, no doubt about it. It's been an okay run of form for the Toffees, and of course into the last 16 of the FA Cup as well. We headed into the first game of today's episode, Unai Emery's Aston Villa at Goodison Park, and I was thinking, okay, alright. We know consistency is king, and if we are going to stay up, if we can maintain this good run of form, there's no doubt about it, we'll be in the Premier League for the following year. Win one, lose one, win one, draw one, lose one, draw one, lose one, win one, draw one. That's not really going to give me much confidence heading into the business end. So we really needed to keep the good run going. Taking on Villa, fell behind early. Enes Unai opening the scoring, but Damari Gray level 2 and afterwards. I got to say, you know, recently I've been talking about my best player this season, and I would say Jordan Pickford has been that guy, and probably Amadou Onana in a second. Damari Gray, like he is making a case to be actually the unsung hero of this team, if not considered the best player in this team. He's been big for me this year. One of my top scorers, puts back on level terms. Villa once again got in front. Once again it was Enes Unai, and again it was Damari Gray who cancelled his goal out. So it was Damari Gray versus Enes Unai in this game. They both got 2 goals apiece. It was 2 goals apiece, and with 70 minutes to go in a really topsy-turvy affair. Based on the pattern of the goals, everyone is expecting Aston Villa to get a 3rd goal, win it, and Unai get his hat-trick. Well, in the end, with about a quarter of an hour left on the clock, an absolutely bizarre assist from DCL after he flicked the ball up in the air, found Doucouré in the middle, off the bench, who won it for us late on. But for Emi Martinez's sake, for goals 2 and 3, I'm going to channel my inner Chris move. Where are you going? Give that guy a map. Seriously, what's he doing? Where is Emi Martinez going? What is he doing there? The World Cup hero with Argentina. Let's just say maybe complacency from Martinez. He's won the grand prize in world football, and maybe now he thinks, what more have I got to prove? I mean, you know, I think that's definitely something which I do think can be a problem for younger players when they win, and they win so big, so early. Sometimes, you know, they can think, what's left? You know, what do I do now? You know, there are many players who win very big, very early, and sometimes it inspires them to kick on and do even more. But in this save, Emi Martinez has probably thought, I won the World Cup, I'm alright, you know, I'm going to finish it there. So, yeah, Emi Martinez dropped 2 clangers in that game for Damari Gray. Maybe not so much for the second, but definitely for the third. Even so, we'll take the win, another big 3 points in what's been a good run of form for the Toffees. And in the following game away at Crystal Palace, I'm sorry, Damari, I have not been kind enough to you this year. I know a few times I've singled you out and said, yeah, you've done well for me, and I'm enjoying having you in the team, and you're one of the regular starters and one of the first names on the team sheet, but I've been saying this year, Pickford's number 1, he's been my best player, and probably Onana second. I think Gray second, personally. Damari Gray, 7th of the year, 3rd into. This guy's been big for me this season, man, honestly. Damari Gray, what a rocket, and possibly goal of the season there, as he puts us in front in the first half, and it's how the game will finish. Pretty lacklustre, uneventful game at Selhurst Park. We saw all the action in the previous game against Aston Villa, not so much here in South London. Won it by a goal to 0 courtesy of Damari Gray, and I would say now with 11 games to go, we've now taken a 13-point gap. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident as March comes around. 13 points. Listen, if we can get to 40 points, we only need a couple more wins. We get to 30 points. 40 points. We get to 40 points. That's the magic point total. You're going to be safe. I've got to say, at this point, we're looking very likely to secure it even before the final day. Touch wood, fingers crossed, don't want to jinx it, but at the moment, with the form we've been in, yeah, I'm feeling very confident indeed. So, let's keep it going. Following game, Cheltenham Town, the lads from Gloucestershire, coming to take us on to Goodison Park. Joint lowest ranked team in the competition remaining in the in the last 16. Taking them on here at Goodison Park right now, just above the drop zone in League One. You could never sit there and say, oh, it's a bye for you to get into the next round. It's a dead cert. Because, you know, the magic of the cup sets, you know, I'll put it this way, man, that's one of the best parts about the FA Cup. Everyone loves a giant killing. And to be fair, I only did scrape the game by a 1-0 scoreline. Yes, to be fair, wasn't under much pressure in the game, but 1-0 the final score, got the win in the end. Alex Iwobi, the only goal scorer in the game, and we are through to the FA Cup quarter-final. Now, at the start of the season, I said, I don't care about the Cups. All I really care about is keeping Everton in the Premier League. Well, we're very close to be doing that now with 34 points on the board. But as for the FA Cup, after making it through to the quarter-finals, we're 90 minutes away from Wembley. And the footballing gods are smiling on Everton Football Club. And Toffees fans haven't been able to say that for a long time. But it is the case in this season, in this save. Because for the 4th round in a row, you know, I am the first person to hold my hands up and accept when I've got incredibly lucky, right? And I've talked about this before. Docks and facing Football League sides in the FA Cup. Name a more common and expected duo. Because it happens a lot. You know, it happens an awful lot. I get drawn against Football League sides. And as I mentioned before, you know, one of the reasons why, and I want to talk about this very briefly, one of the reasons why is because, you know, obviously upsets in cups are a lot more common in newer versions of FIFA than they used to be. We see it all the time. Like, we see lower ranked team and lesser quality teams, if you will, going quite far. And sometimes, like, the biggest of teams actually do go out pretty early as well. So basically, with there being, again, 72 teams in the FA Cup outside of the Premier League in the game from the first round onwards, well, third round onwards when the Premier League teams get drawn, the likelihood is that you probably are going to face at least one if you get past at least one round. Just simple mathematics. The likelihood is, the probability is higher you'll face at least one. So it's not that surprising when you do the maths, but it is still lucky, no doubt about it, because in the FA Cup quarter-final last date, well, what a season Vincent Kompany is having with Burnley at Turf Moor, top of the Championship, but in the game right now, also top of the Championship, and we're taking them on at Goodison Park. And on this run of form as well, I'm feeling very confident indeed of getting to Wembley. Everton got to the FA Cup final back in 2009. And it just feels at the moment that fate is on our side. We may well get back there again in my first year. I'm feeling it, mate. I am feeling it. So, following game. Got to keep our feet on the ground. Great run of form for the Toys, but got to keep it going. At home, taking on the Blues, Chelsea, and Graham Potter's side. One big. Yeah, Christian Pulisic, João Felix on loan from Atletico, and also Thomas Lemar, the goal scorers in this one. 4-2 the final score. Frustrating game that defensively I was all over the place. You know those games where like every single time the AI come forward and like scoring? That was one of those games there. It just seemed like every single time they were going forward, João Felix in particular and Christian Pulisic, they were so hard to stop going forward there. Ran the show. 4-2. Ellis Sims got us a goal back in the second half. That's all it proved to be. So a 4-2 loss after a great run of form. Unbeaten streak comes to an end there. But I was thinking, it's alright, it's okay, because I know the following game, we got a chance to reach Wembley. And put it this way, because of how many points clear we are right now from the bottom three, if we were to lose one and win one out of these two games here, yeah, I don't mind losing the game to Chelsea in the game where we're probably going to lose anyway, if I can win the following game next Saturday. Afternoon, Goodison Park, and a chance for the Toffees to reach Wembley against the Championship League leaders. We took an early 2-goal lead as Mavididi made it 2. And with 3 minutes to go before the break, he's down the left again. Connor Roberts could not cope and DCL finishes the move. 43 minutes in, and even at half time, we knew Everton are going to Wembley, Wembley, we're the famous Everton, now we're going to Wembley. 3-0 up at the break, and again, I'm the first to admit it, I've got to kind of downplay it a little bit because our teams that we've had to beat in order to get here, Hull City, Bolton Wanderers, Cheltenham Town, and now Burnley. None of those 4 teams in the Premier League. So I'm not going to sit there and tell you it's been an epic storybook, fairy tale, Cinderella, David versus Goliath cup run to Wembley, because it hasn't been. Alright, we won the game 4-0, but we've taken out Football League sides in all 4 rounds. It's not like we knocked out Man City at the Etihad, Arsenal at the Emirates, Liverpool at Anfield, and Chelsea at the Bridge. No, it's not been quite that difficult. But speaking on Liverpool, that is who we'll take on in the semi-finals. Yep, no Football League sides left, I'm afraid, Doxy boy. So now you got a real test. Yep, Liverpool will be the team we'll face at Wembley in the FA Cup semi-final. All Merseyside affair. Man City versus Aston Villa the other tie. Looking forward to that, and I cannot wait. We're into the FA Cup semi-final. We'll be big underdogs for it, don't get me wrong. We drew the game at Goodison. We lost at Anfield in our 2 Premier League fixtures against Liverpool this year, but it's the magic of the cup, mate. It's our first year here, and we've gone to Wembley to the semi-final. You just never know. So, final game of today's episode on the back of a really good run of form. 6 wins in 8, I believe, in all competitions. And yes, I know 4 of those wins have been against Football League sides. But even so, great run of form of the Toffees. Best run of form of the season. 6 wins in 8. Taking on Leeds away at Ellen Road. As we know, 2 more wins and we get to the magic 40-point title and we'll be safe. Well, unfortunately, sandwiched in between that win over Burnley in the FA quarter-final are back-to-back losses. First under Chelsea, and then a bit of a whimper 1-0 loss away at Ellen Road against Jesse Marsh's side. Never really got going in this game. But by the way, can I just say, for Leeds this year, Brendan Aronson, what a player. I mean, seriously, what a player Leeds have got there. I hope he's there for a long time, because he's a really good player. Even so, 1-0 the final score, Leeds with a win. And whilst we are through to the FA Cup semi-final, with a few games to go in the Premier League, we're not officially guaranteed to be safe just yet. 13th place, 9 games to go, 34 points on the board, and 11 clear of Brentford. Again, all we really need is 2, maybe just a 1 win, and we will be safe. With Wembley around the corner, that's now become the biggest game of the season, and a chance for this Everton team to make history. But that went into this episode of the Realistic Criminal, guys. Big thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed. If you have done, please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you for the FA Cup semi-final in the next episode of the Realistic Career Mode very soon.